Hello, my name's Lesley. I work at the Hobbycraft Hub and today I'm going to show you how to loom knit. For this project you will need either a round loom or a straight loom, a loom hook and some yarn. Loom knitting is very much like the old version of French knitting you may have practiced as a child with a cotton reel and 4 pins. The basic steps are that you take your yarn, create a slip knot and place it over the loom hook that is nearest to the anchor point. This is a little pin that sticks out at the side of the loom. You take your yarn and wind it around your pin to create a loop on the outside of the loom. You repeat this process all the way around the loom and that forms your first row. When you get round to the beginning of the loom, this forms your first row of cast on. You now need to repeat that step to create your second row. Continue this process all the way around the loom until you get back to your anchor pin. When you return to the anchor point, wind your yarn around this just to hold it in place whilst you start passing your stitches over. Get hold of your loom hook. Take your first lower loop, maybe a bit tight at first because of that knot, and pass it over the stitch above. I'll repeat that process though on the next one, which is a lot looser. This is the bit that's very much like traditional French knitting. Try not to pull the stitches too tight, as this will mean that it becomes more difficult to pass the wool over the next time. You complete this process all the way round back to your anchor point. We're now back at the very beginning. Pull your yarn down just so that you've got room to create another row above it. And starting again, repeat the process. Back to the anchor point, just wind it round to hold it in place, and then pass again the bottom stitch over the top. Continue this process all the way around the loom until you get back to your anchor pin. Gradually you'll start to see your knitting coming out in the middle of your loom. With thicker yarns this will look quite a chunky knit. With a double knitting yarn like this one, it looks quite fine. Now you can see your knitting forming inside the loom. You continue these stages until you've got the desired length. With this sort of circular loom you could make socks, hats, anything that's tubular, but people have been known to knit an entire jumper with a loom. This has just been a basic introduction to the first steps in loom knitting. For more information about the projects you've seen today, go to our website, our blog, or pop into your local store and speak to one of our colleagues.